Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Wildflower Wool's Monday Night Knitting Podcast. I cast on a brand new project every Monday night, and you guys have voted for it. So tonight we're going to talk about the yarn that was up for, well, not for voting this week because I already picked the yarn. You guys were picking the pattern, so it was between a cowl pattern and a hat pattern. So we'll talk about those patterns. I'll let you know which one is the winning one, and I have a needle all set here ready to cast on. And I've got my Christmas socks. Our Christmas November knit along is still going on. So the hashtag for the knit along is WW Christmas Sock 2022. So we have until November 30th, which is just a little over a week away. But if you're super speedy or you want to cast on shorties, there's still time to cast on. Pull out whips count, and knit along with us. Use the hashtag on Instagram so I can see your progress, and then I will share your socks so other people can see it as well. What else? And I did some cowl knitting. So, talking about cowls, that was one of the options. This was the yarn that I decided to cast on. Something worsted weight. I decided not to go with Christmas socks this week. Even though the Christmas sock cowl is still going on, I thought maybe I should just keep knitting my existing socks and not cast on any more Christmas socks. I've got 3 Christmas socks on the needles. I was tempted. I could have cast on another because I've got more Christmas yarn sitting. Well, okay, I have a few more balls of Christmas sock yarn sitting behind me. But I decided I needed something a little bit quicker, faster knit, and another gift knit. So this was the purple that I dyed a number of weeks ago. It's a worsted weight, superwash, 100% wool, very, very soft. Because my family doesn't like to wear wool. So I'm going to sneak this one in. Hopefully, superwash will be a little more to their liking. So purple, not my usual colorway of yellows, orange, greens, kind of fallish colors. Definitely not in my first color choice, but it is very, very pretty. I thought I would, well, 2 reasons I dyed purple. A, I'm getting very low on my favorite colors. Some of my favorite colors, my dye is getting really, really low and I need to reorder. So then I thought I should try something a little more outside my comfort zone. So I went with purple, and there's somebody on my Christmas list who does like purple. So this will probably be a Christmas gift for them. Options for voting tonight were another short row cowl because I'm a little bit addicted. We talked, I think, Saturday morning on the Fiber Friends podcast about how I was thinking, what is the right word? And I thought, obsessed was one word that came to my mind, and then I thought, okay, that sounds a little negative, not in the best, um, the best kind of vibe. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. Is there a good word? I'm just really, really. How about this? I'll say I'm really, really, really liking knitting these short row cowls, and that was one of the options for this really pretty purple yarn. Even though it is a worsted weight, and somebody left me a comment saying if the cowl is the winning project this week, they were really curious to know what the stitch count would be for the cowl because the pattern that I'm modifying, just kind of using as some inspiration, was on Ravelry, and it was the short row cowl, and they typed it hyphenated, short hyphen row cowl. And I will show you a picture of it. Well, I actually have finished ones I could show you, but I'll show you what it looks like on Ravelry if you're at all interested. If you're looking for a quick knit for yourself or for a gift, this would be a good one to do. So that's what it looks like on Ravelry. Short row cowl, Jerry Riggs is the designer. Yes, Jerry Riggs. It's a free pattern. It's written for chunky weight yarn and a 6.5 millimeter needle or a 10.5 US is what it's written for. So I modified it to go with the super bulky, and I did 16 stitches. So I don't know. A worsted weight cowl, I'd have to play again and see what kind of numbers I would have to cast on. So cowl was option number 1. Option number 2 was the hat that Cheryl and I talked about on Saturday, and I was all excited about this hat because I thought I could cast it on. It could be, for the Fiber Friends Winter Accessories Challenge that's going on for the month of November. And um, Nikki said, she's like, why don't you wait and use it as your New Start Monday? And I'm like, why did I not think of that? I always get all excited and I I cast on extra projects on the weekend. I start a project on a Monday, work on it. The weekend comes, I get all carried away with a new project. I cast something else on the weekend, and then I have to cast something on again Monday night. So Nikki was the voice of reason, and she's like, Louise, just wait a couple of days. So that's what I did. I didn't cast on. So this option number two, I feel like saying door one, door two, like we're on a game show, was the double dip ribbed hat. I always have such a hard time with that name. And let me see here. Yep. No, did I say that right? Double dip ribbed hat. That's what it is. Designer's Marley Bird. And here's the picture of it. So I saw this. Look at that. Can you see that really? Look at that really fun stitch pattern. And you guys all know I love anything that's a little bit of a different stitch pattern. I really, really like. So I really liked that. And I came across that in the Fiber Friends, in the Ravelry finished thread for our November Accessories Challenge. I want to say Allison. I'm not entirely sure. I might be guessing here. Allison. I saw a finished hat and she had done it in rainbow striped yarn and it was stunning. And so that's where I thought I need to go check out this pattern. So double dip ribbed hat. That was the second option. It's it's the pattern gives you 2 options. If you want to be able to just print out the pattern, you go to Ravelry and it's a paid for pattern. If you I'm assuming I haven't looked at the actual pattern, it's on Marley Bird's website, and if you go to the website, it's free of charge, but I'm guessing it must be maybe like as a blog post and there's ads scattered in amongst it, and it's free there. So if you're fine dealing with all the ads, you can get it for free, or if you wanna put it, I guess, right into your Ravelry library, you can get it right on Ravelry, but for paid. You got 2 options there. So, anyways, those were the options. So, more cowls or a different hat. I'm probably gonna cast on both of them, but what I'm gonna cast on tonight is I've got a needle ready here. Uh-oh. No, here it is. I've got a needle all set for my worsted weight yarn. So I found a needle, which was probably another reason why I should not do socks because I'm out of sock needles, you guys. So I will let you know here. Okay. Don't want to lose my needle. So I see Liz is giving me the drum roll. Hi to everybody who's joining in live. Sorry, I've been too busy chatting and looking at patterns. I haven't really been keeping an eye on the comments. So I see you guys are all here chatting away. Hopefully you've got your knitting, a nice warm drink, maybe some hot chocolate, hot apple cider, and you're just working away on your knitting. Okay. Liz gave us a drum roll. So Amber says, I know I keep breaking my sock needles. I know I had this pair. I don't know what they were made out of. They were wood and they were not obviously not very strong. I know, and I broke every single one of them. So that set's done and gone. Okay, so the pattern I am casting on later tonight. Okay, options were the cowl, short row cowl, or the double dip ribbed hat. And it was, I don't know, I wouldn't say a landslide, but definitely the votes were swinging in one direction, you guys. And the winner cast on is the hat. Lynn, just say, sorry, Lynn. Poor Lynn. Lynn says, just say hat. I voted cowl. You know how it goes. I know poor Lynn says she is, yes, always on, I don't want to say the losing end because really, um, But yes, it's always well, you have a 50-50 chance of being right, don't you? A cowl would have been a fantastic project, but the winning project for this week is the hat. So I'm excited. I'm really, really, really excited for a couple of reasons. A, the hat looks super fun. The stitch pattern looks really interesting. Somewhere on the Ravelry, the front pattern page, down at the bottom, there was a little bit more notes in there. And I think it said something about fishtail stitch pattern. I think it gave some different names for that stitch pattern. So I'm not sure. Did that look familiar to any of you? Have any of you had knit that before? I don't think I have. So I'm always excited when I find something that looks a little different for me to give a try. And the other thing is because I dyed this yarn, I'm really, really interested to see how it knits up and see how all the tonal plays out in the hat. But I think the stitch pattern should show up fairly well. So I'm super excited. So I have got my 16-inch needle. Pretty sure this is a 4 millimeter. Haven't even looked at the pattern. I'm gonna go look at her website to start with and see what the free pattern's like. And then I'll decide if I may just go buy it and put it in my Ravelry library just so I have it for future. But we'll see. I'm gonna go check out the website too, just to see how that's set up. And just check out our website and see what else is there. So this is what I'm gonna cast on. Okay, let's look at the picture again. Okay, there is some ribbing on there, and then the stitch pattern kind of comes out. Here, I'll show it again. Can you guys see that? So it does look like the pattern, maybe a couple of rows of just plain ribbing, and then the stitch pattern starts pretty soon after I'm thinking a few rows. Trying to count stitches. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at the pattern. I'm not sure what size needles the pattern is going to call for, but I'm guessing worsted weight, a 4 millimeter needle, even just for the cast on and first few rows. I don't know. I'm prepared. I'm prepared, which means that maybe the stitch pattern is tight, so maybe I might need a larger needle? I don't know. But anyways, I've got a 4 millimeter needle set to go here. Fingers crossed it will work. I will try it and see. I will, I don't know. I'll give it a go, right? I'll cast on, see how it looks, call it my gauge swatch. If I don't like the look of it, then I will switch needle size. But that's what I'm going to start with. Super, super excited. Don't worry, for you guys who voted for a cowl, I will probably cast on some more. I will cast on more of those. If you're new and just watching tonight and haven't watched the last few weeks, I have some cowls here I can show you. This is what they look like finished. So the pattern I showed you on Ravelry with the picture was the blue cowl. This is what it looks like in person. So short row cowl is exactly what it is. It's a free pattern. And the idea of it is that you cast on your number of stitches, you knit halfway, you wrap and turn and go back. And then there's a few plain knit rows in there, and then you wrap and turn again. Pretty simple. I mean, very, very simple. And with garter stitch, there's no picking up your wraps. So it's a really good pattern just to get started. Oh, I see Kim. I saw Kim's comment come up and she said the pattern calls for a 4 and a 4.5 millimeter needle. Look at that. I am right on track. So I can get started with the ribbing. Thanks, Kim. So if you're new to short rows, garter stitch short rows would be a great way to start because it gives you that practice of knitting part way. So we're down here where it flares out. This is where I would have started. This would have been the beginning of let's go like this. This would be in the beginning of my row. I would have knit away across here to where I needed, the pattern tells you X number of stitches, knit X number of stitches, wrap and turn. You can wrap and turn, flip your work around, you leave these unknit, and you come back here. So this here, the unknit part has one ridge, this here splits into two, so it gets wider. So it's a good practice because you don't have to worry about picking up those wraps and the wraps on your way back. And so it's just good practice just getting used to the wrapping and the turning and moving your yarn. Your yarn comes forward. Always think of it as a dance. Yarn forward, slip your stitch, wrap it behind, slip your stitch back, turn your work. And you're wrapping your working yarn just literally goes around that stitch that was left over here. And then you knit back. So it's a good way just to get the practice of doing that and being able to always know which way, if you're on your right side, your wrong side, get your head wrapped around that before you have to start picking up those wraps when you're doing stockinette stitch. So this it would be a really fun pattern if you're looking for something for a gift or for yourself. So I have this one and I have this another one almost done. This one here, I should talk about the yarn, was Lion Brand Thick and Quick. So I think it's Woolies Thick and Quick. I think a lot of us have used this yarn before. Knits up really good, great. Really, really like it. This one here is the colorway Oatmeal. And this one here is Raspberry. So here's the ball band. Yeah, Woolies, Lime Brand, Woolies Thick and Quick. This colorway is Raspberry. Again, not in my color palette all that much, but I know some other people in my family would really like this. So here it is. It's not knit in the round. It's just knit back and forth, doing the short rows. And I am, oh, I'm, I'm like, why is this, like, why is this needle attached? I picked up stitches because I remembered to actually do the provisional cast on for this. The pattern tells you to do a provisional cast on. So I did one with a crochet hook and waste yarn. So I had some light pink yarn on here just holding my initial 16 stitches that I cast on. Knit the whole project, came back, I pulled out my provisional waste yarn, I pulled out my waste yarn, let's say that. Pulled out my waste yarn, so my live stitches were here, then I scooped them all up with the other end of my circular needle. So now, both ends of my cowl are on needles. So now all I need to do is grab another needle and no, well, I could grab another needle if I do a 3 needle bind off, but I'm not gonna do that this time. I did that on here and it just gave me too much of a bulky seam that I don't really care for. It's not too bad, but this time I'm just going to Kitchener stitch it or graft it. So what I'll do is I'll just leave a length of yarn. Usually I just eyeball it, but if you want to be a little more scientific about it, you can go about, they say about 3 widths of your stitches. I always go 4 just for good measure because you don't want to run out. And then snip it off there, put it on a darning needle, and then just Kitchener stitch it. But if you have got your Kitchener stitch down pat in your head, like if you've been doing socks or the top of mitts, that's stockinette. So don't do that Kitchener stitch. There is a Kitchener stitch for garter stitch, and I can't even tell you because I have to go double check and look it up again because I haven't done garter stitch grafting in a while, but I know it is less steps. And you do have to have, oh, let's see, do I have my stitches the right way? You have to make sure you've got, oh, you have to look and see which side you're on here for your garter stitch to match up. You want to look at if you've got knit stitches facing you or if you've got purl stitches facing you. So there is just a little bit of a setup to do garter stitch and you want to make sure that you end on the right row and then you can graft it. So that's how I'm going to finish this off. And then that will be that. One more. So I'm loving these. So there probably will be some worsted weight ones in my future, but this is going to be the hat. So I saw a few people say here, okay, I'm going to take a look in the comments here. Oh, Nikki said, oh, you use that in your coffee date sock pattern, that stitch pattern? Oh, that would be super fun, Nikki. Okay, yes, and Kim told me I had the right needles. Oh, thanks, Lynn. Oh, Lynn says she does like the hat pattern, even though she voted for the cowls. Amber, hats are quicker than cowls sometimes. That's right. Depends on the weight of yarn. That's why I'm going right now super bulky and 9 millimeter needles, which I think is that a US 13? Only reason I know that is because it's stamped on my needle, not because I'm smart and have finally had this epiphany and been able to remember US sizes. So it's a US 13 or a 9 millimeter needle. So knits up really, really quick. And really, you could do one of these in a day or 2 evenings without really without too much pressure, right? Like you can still eat, get up and go to the washroom, that kind of thing. It's not, it knits up really, really quick. So good gift idea. Okay, socks. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have been loving, loving, loving my socks. Now, I did not get to a heel though. I tried really, really hard to get to a heel because I had said last week that that was what I was really hoping for. I was really hoping to be able to get to a heel, and we're going to talk about the German heel tonight. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. I was knitting on I have a secret knitting project that I can't show you because it's a gift knit, so, you'll see some pictures of it eventually when it's all finished or Christmas time or sometime. I will show it to you at some point, but I can't show it to you. So, that meant no heels, but I can show you the socks. So, remember I've totally lost track. Oh, well, I'm holding this one. We'll talk about this one. This was the yarn that came from Llama Lane in Hanover. The Regia Color Celebration. Oh, Celebration Colors. And so oh, what is this Natalie saying? Wait. Oh, I beat you. Oh, is well, okay. We'll chat about that in a minute, Natalie. Is that for me? Probably you did. So, anyways, color celebration. There's no name on it. It's just numbers for the Regia, but it just it kind of reminded me of Christmas tree and gingerbread people with this kind of tan color reminded me of gingerbread. And I like how this is knitting up. I am not always, like, jacquard types. Sometimes I like them. Sometimes they're okay. I like them. I think I like them more once they're knit up and I see what the pattern's coming out as. But this surprised me having all these little kind of dashes along here. Thought it was something different that I liked it. Anyways, it was a surprise as I was knitting it up. I was like, "Oh, that's how it's knitting up." It's always interesting to see how the yarn actually comes out of the ball. So there is that one. Um, this one, if you guys are really, really paying attention, you will have known that I had been knitting. I knit this all on a 9-inch circular. I stole that needle for last week's new start. So these are just some random DPNs and they're 2 millimeters. So they're smaller than what I'm actually knitting the sock on. And they're just being my stitch holders right now. Oh, Liz, you like the dashes? I know they're fun, aren't they? I really I don't think I have socks that have dashes on them. So that was really fun. I really, really like that. So it is at the leg. It's 7 inches. It is ready for the heel. The leg is all done. Oh, Amber says looks like Morse code. That is a really fun description of it. Yep. So we're ready for a heel. And this was the one I was going to do the German heel on. So okay, well, I'll talk about the German heel because if I don't now, I'll probably forget to come back to it. I got as far as doing a little bit of reading about it because when we talked about it last time, a couple people said, "Is it the German short row heel?" And I don't think so. I don't think so because this one has a heel flap. So, um, and I say I don't think so because I'm not 100% sure what the German short row heel is. I'm assuming the German short row heel is an actual like short row heel, not having a heel flap. So this German heel German heel. It has a heel flap. So you knit a heel flap and what the instructions in the book that I was reading from, you slip your edge stitch like you normally do for a heel flap. So you get that nice chain stitch up both sides. So when you come to pick up your stitches, it makes it really super easy. So you slip and then it is just stockinette stitch. There's no slip knit, slip knit, slip knit like you do on other heel flaps. And oh, okay, Liz is saying German heel and German short row heel are different heels. Perfect. Liz clarified. So I assumed they probably were, but I didn't know 100%. Thanks, Liz. So, okay, yeah, so German heel, you do a heel flap over half your number of stitches, slip the first stitch. So slip, knit across your row, slip and purl back. So you do that for I always do 2.5 for a 64-inch, 64 or 68 stitch sock, and I go 3 inches for a 72. Um, so I will work over, so it is half the stitches plus some extra stitches. I think it was an extra stitch. You're making seam stitches along either side, which is kind of the unique part. So you're working over so far and then you're purling a stitch for a seam stitch, then you're knitting some extra stitches. That's about all I know of it. I read the instructions and it kind of is like I kind of started getting lost in it all because I think it's one of those things where when you write it out word by word, it gets really wordy and sounds really more confusing than it probably is. So now I just actually have to start knitting it on here. So next week, we will come back and we'll talk about how I actually liked knitting the German heel. But after reading all those instructions, I am like 99% sure I have never done that before, that heel. So I'm really excited again because it's something that I haven't done. So unless I start knitting it and it comes back to me that way back when maybe I had done it, but I don't think so. It's not ringing any bells. So I'm excited to try it and then wear it and see how it feels, how it fits, and then see, is it one that I would knit again, or do I go back to my regular heel flap and gusset? We will see. So Liz knew the difference between the two. So Liz, have you done a German heel or has anybody else done an actual German heel? I would love to know what you guys think if you've done one. So sock number 2, my sparkle sock, mistletoe sparkle from Mary Maxim. It is 7 inches. It is now ready for a heel. Leg is totally finished on it, ready. And this one here, I think I will do the garter stitch short row heel just for fun. Oh, Liz, you like the sparkle? I know the sparkle is really fun. Oh, okay. So Liz is saying, I read the instructions and went, huh? I think you have to knit the heel to understand what you're knitting. Okay. So that's exactly, Liz, what I started reading and I thought, okay, I'm gonna like pay really close attention and I started out like really envisioning it in my head as I was reading when they were saying, okay, you knit so many stitches, you get to where the seam stitch is going to be. Then I think it said you purl one, and then you do something something, and then you maybe do a decrease, and you knit one, and you turn. And I'm like, okay, I've got it. And then the more I read, it was just all this knit and purl, slip and turn and do the blah. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are they talking about? So, Liz, I'm glad that you were finding the same thing. That, yeah, I think once you start knitting it and doing it, it will all of a sudden it will make sense and yeah, and it won't. I think it's one of those ones, it just sounds more complicated than it actually is. So, garter stitch, short row, heel. That's what I said, right? Garter stitch. Yep. Garter stitch short row is going to be this one. And Are you ready? This is one that I'm really, really excited to show you. Last week was Eric's sock. This is the pair that I really have to get done because it's for Eric and I want him to be able to wear them in December or as soon as I get them finished. So another Mary Maxim, and this is the one that is called Candy Cane, which still kind of drives me a little bit bonkers because to me it does not look anything like candy cane at all. But maybe obviously to somebody this resembled candy cane. And this might actually be, hmm, I don't know. Is it my favorite? I'm not sure. I really, really, really like how this is knitting up. And here it is. Look at all those fun stripes. So there's the little 9-inch needle that I borrowed off the Regia. Um, I'm kind of calling this like vintage Christmas tree for some reason. That's what it reminds me of, those kind of colors. So 9-inch needle was on here, scooped them off here so I could start here. And I have to say, I am really, really liking these stripes. Like, so two shades of red. And then this here is like a really, I guess, a really, really dark green, more of a leaf green. And then back to two shades of red, two shades of green. I like it. I like the cleanness of the stripes. Just something a little bit different, well, a lot different than this one with the dashes. Very, very different, and I like that, something different. And then, of course, this one's different because it is sparkle. So I think Eric will really like these. I'm glad that I have another ball of it right there, so I can make, I'll definitely have enough to finish a man-sized sock. So I've got 72 stitches on here as opposed to the other ones have 64 stitches. And this one here, I'm still going to do the leg length the same. I did the ribbing a little bit longer. I did, instead of 2 inches, like I normally do, I did 2.5 on here. The total is still 7 inches. I think I will leave it at 7 inches. And I'm going to do just my regular heel flap and gusset on here um, because I know it fits well and because it's for Eric. I don't want to give him, well, two reasons. I don't want to give him a heel that I've never worn before because I've never worn it before, and I want to give as a gift something that I know um, will wear well, and it should he should like it. And plus, because all the new heels I want to keep on my socks so I can wear them, see how they fit, see how they wear, and then decide if it's something that I will knit again, right? Oh, so sorry. Eric is my son. Does somebody say who is Eric? Always forget. I love Eric shows up every once in a while on he was here Halloween night and yeah, and so for those of you who have been watching the Fiber Friends for a few years, he has made an appearance on when we used to do our Friday night lives on the Facebook group. He so a few most of you, a lot of you probably have seen Eric at one time or another. So anyways, these are going to be his socks. I mentioned, I think it was Halloween night when he was here doing the podcast with me. I asked him if he wanted Christmas socks and he said yes. So he does love Christmas. So I'm excited that he's excited for socks. So that is that. 3 legs all done, all ready for heels. So probably Wednesday night is going to be my heel night. There's a group of us that always do a Zoom get together at night on Wednesdays. So that will be maybe my bad choice of project though, now that I'm saying that out loud. Doing doing different heels during a knit night, could spell a recipe for disaster, couldn't it? But I may just be brave and do it anyways. Oh, Amber, are you heading out? Oh, Amber, you're falling asleep. Okay. Amber, I'm glad that you popped in to say hi and thank you for the Christmas card. I did get yours already. That's super exciting. So, that has been the bulk of my knitting other than like I said I had a surprise secret project that I can't talk about. But I've really, really, really been enjoying the Christmas socks, and my Christmas sock knitting has been going hand in hand with watching Hallmark Christmas movies. So that is, I kind of settle in and kind of watch one movie, work on one sock. Next movie, switch socks kind of thing. And that has been my process this week to get all my legs done on all my socks. So now I guess, now I'm thinking which sock heel should I do first? Eric's sock I may keep for knit night on Wednesday night because I'm just gonna do my regular heel flap and gusset, so I don't need to follow a pattern, I don't need to learn anything new. This should be safe to do, possibly. Um, Short row garter stitch heel, I have done that one in the past. It should be fairly easy because garter stitch again, no picking up those pesky wraps. So that should be good. So it's just the German heel. That's the one that I'm really, really interested in doing it. So and just getting the feel for. So we'll see. I'll do that one with a Christmas movie keeping me company and no distractions. So hopefully there'll be no mess ups on it. Fingers crossed. Katie said heel and knit night sounds dangerous. I know, right? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? I recommend casting on second socks instead. That that would be a great idea, Katie. And that normally that would be, and then just doing ribbing because I'm not going to say you can't mess that up because I can mess up anything at any time. But I'm out of needles. I need to I need to finish a full sock so then I can cast on its mate. I was so tempted on the weekend to run out and buy another sock needle, and I didn't because I thought about future Louise who becomes a finisher. And when I eventually get all of these works in progresses finished, I'm gonna have a lot of needles, and hopefully for next year, I'm hoping I can get my finishes finished a little quicker, so I won't run out of needles. So I stopped myself, and that's why I thought, "Nope, don't go and buy another set of needles," and I grabbed these ones here just out of my DPN holder, and I slipped them on. So oh no, Sally! Here I'm thinking I'm being so good, and Sally's saying, "Get more sock needles, you'll need them." You're probably right. You're probably right. Waste yarn. Oh, Katie's saying waste yarn. You're right. You're right. I could just do that. See, my first go-to is always go buy more needles because but yeah, I need to get out of that because I am a finisher. I am challenging the finishing vibes here of all of you guys who are whipping out projects so super, super quick. I am just basking in your finishing energy. And that is what I strive to be for next year. Frogging is a form of finishing. Ooh, you're right. You're right. It is, Jocelyn. I don't think I have too many to frog though, really. I don't think so. Oh, thanks, Sally. Oh, grateful knitter. I'm so sorry. I want to say Stephanie, but I'm not sure if that's right. Um, oh, you're finally finishing. Oh, a flaxlight sweater for your niece that you started last year. Luckily, I knit a pretty big size, so I think it will still fit her. I know those kids, right? Yes, if your niece is younger, right? I'm assuming she's um like I want to say a little girl, younger than a teenager, right? And those kids, they grow so quick, don't they? Which does not work well for us knitters who sometimes have a hard time getting things finished, right? Okay, I'm just gonna scroll back here and see. Oh, hi, Jude. Jude says never enough Christmas socks. Well, you are right. And I do have this one here, which I really, really like. So, but I can see just because of the kind of the speckles in here, this is probably gonna knit up as a jacquard. Oh, and I did see somebody, I think this was one Caroline had cast on. Yes, happy holidays. I really like this one. I really like this one. And what else do I have up here? Oh, there's that other ball of heritage prints. Second ball of candy cane, not candy cane. What's this one? Oh, what's this one? Mistletoe. Oh, did I buy? This is the same. Did I buy this all the same day? Or is this from last year? I can't remember now. So I have mistletoe and I have mistletoe sparkle. But this looks more greeny, doesn't it? And this looks more red. Hmm. Have to cast this one on too to see if it knits up the exact same way, just minus the sparkles. I know. I would say, Jude, you're absolutely right. Never too many Christmas socks, right? Until you get into like April, maybe. Oh, Daisy's saying hello. Oh, Jocelyn's I'm scrolling back to the beginning here when I was trying to think of what obsessed, addicted to cowls, but they all have a little negative overtone to those words, right? Jocelyn came up. Did you guys read this comment? Jocelyn said enamored. You're enamored. That is like a tongue twister. Enamored with short row cowls. Enamored. Jocelyn, that is the lovely. I like that word. I'm enamored. That's right. Hi, Bernadette. Um, I know. So yes, our Fiber Friends Christmas card exchange is underway. Hi, Tracy. How are you? And yes, so some people have been getting Christmas cards already, which is super exciting. Oh, Jocelyn's thinking about casting on a sweater. Well, you cast on, girl. Just do it. Oh, Kim wants to cast on another shawl, but I have Christmas knitting to finish. Okay, yeah, stick with Christmas knitting. Oh, Natalie, a brioche hat. Yes. Absolutely. Oh, brioche is so fun. So, okay. Oh, Kim, that makes me happy. Thank you so much, Kim, for checking out that needle size. So 4 millimeter, I'm right on track then for casting on with a 4 millimeter. That's wonderful. Yes, I started sock Thursday and I'm sock on number 2. Oh my gosh, Natalie, you were just like so speedy. So Natalie started sock on Thursday night and now she's on sock 2. Okay, hooks and stitch and nylon style. Oh, Deer Island in New Brunswick. Hello. So what else? Oh, Nancy's here. Okay. Fantastic. All right. Well, that's what I've been working on. Is anybody else working on Christmas socks and watching Christmas movies? I'm a little enamored with that whole process, I have to say. Oh, Sally, your comment just popped up again. Get more needles. This is Oh, Stephanie, I did get it right. Wonderful. I'm so happy. Um, frogging is Liz says frogging is just another F word. I know those F words. Hi, Wendy. Oh, Nikki. Oh, I just promised a Gramps cardigan for my bonus daughter. Oh, nice. She is so knitways. Oh, and she asked specifically for handmade gifts. That is so lovely. Hi, Val. Sounds like you have done many socks. Can you tell me if there was a pattern with the pinhole cast on to start toe up socks? Not off the top of my head. I can't. Can anybody else help Val with that? Um, I know somebody a while ago was talking about that cast on, but I can't remember the pattern name. Does anybody else have a pattern suggestion for Val? Liz says if I cast on too many socks, some will go missing. Well, that's why I'm trying to keep it to 3 because I know I have a bad track record. Sam, you lost your knitting mojo. I saw Amber had said that. Oh, Nikki. You're working on Christmas socks at the moment? Fantastic. Sally, you knit a lotus flower beanie over the weekend. Of course, I'm watching movies on Hallmark. Yes. See, and I think you guys, like for you in the US and us in Canada, I think the TV schedule for the Hallmark movies is different. I believe. I really liked watching the Christmas at the Golden Dragon. That was on, I think that was last night's movie. I'm like really losing track. When you watch more than one a night, I'm having a hard time remembering the title. I'm remembering what I've watched. But the Golden Dragon one, I really, really liked it. Wendy, finish your project so you can reclaim your needles. Yeah, as opposed to buying more needles, right? I know you and Sally will have to argue, debate your side. Well, not argue because that sounds negative again. We're no negativity around here. You guys will have to debate. I know. Probably in the end, I always go buy more needles, but I'm gonna try not to. Liz, you tried to watch a Christmas movie but didn't last more than 5 minutes. Which one do you remember which one you were trying to watch? Check Ravelry, Crazy Sock Lady podcast. Oh, there's a good one for the toe up sock pattern. Good suggestion, Wendy. Thank you. Oh, Netflix had lots of Christmas movies this year. I know. Yeah, it's hard. I've been just sticking to the Hallmark ones, but yeah, I'll have to go check out. Oh, what was the one? There was one on Netflix last year about an elf. What was it? I can't remember. I wonder if it's on Netflix this year. Probably. Oh, Natalie says get more needles to replace the broken ones. Natalie. You are not helping me. I know. I could. I should, right? Um, okay. Oh, it was on Netflix, Liz. So it wasn't a Hallmark one? Oh, Wendy, you enjoyed the Hallmark movies, Christmas in Connecticut. That one doesn't sound familiar. Was that a brand new one for this year? I really like how they have the new one and then the new one for this year, and then they'll replay some favorites from the past number of years. So, it's good because then you get to see some of them again, because normally you just get to watch them this year and then maybe sometimes during the week. Because right now it's just on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they have new Christmas movies for this year out. And then sometimes they play them throughout the week again, so you can try to catch them again. But then after that, they're gone. So, Liz, no Hallmark Channel. No Hallmark Channel for Liz. Oh, Jocelyn says, "No Christmas movies. I do have Xmas movie playing, going most days." Yes. I've got Christmas music playing in my car. Movies are on in the house. Wendy, oh, you have a new one coming out. Oh, from Woodstock, Connecticut. Oh, so it's like, is that where you're from then, Wendy? Poor Daisy is desperately trying to get on my lap, and I've got knitting on my lap. I think she's confused. Louise, I want to knit a small shawl with a specific yarn I have, but only have 345 yards. Is the Orange Crush more a recipe or with? Yes, the Orange Crush could work because it is just an asymmetrical, like a boomerang type shawl. So you start out at the bottom, just casting on 3, 6, 5 stitches. Can't remember now what it was. But yes, you just start and then you just increase out till you get to your final width and cast off. So that would definitely work. You could just keep going until you know you've got enough left to cast off. And you, yep, it'll work out perfect. Oh, okay. You're in Connecticut. Okay. Okay, hold on, Wendy. What did you? I gotta scroll back here. Christmas in Connecticut. Okay, but okay, so you're in Connecticut, but just a different town. Gotcha. Ooh, I know. I'm feeling like um I need to go down and watch another Christmas movie when we're finished here. Oh, no, okay. I was gonna this is my secret knitting. I've got my needlecraft bag here. Sometimes I show you what all I have stuffed into my my divided shawl bag from Cheryl, but, I can't. So it's just gonna sit there. So there is another project in there, but you guys will see it later on. Oh, Wendy, that's no problem. Oh, Donna Marie, how are you? Oh, Donna from Alabama. Oh my gosh, must be so nice and warm down there. Finally figured out to get desktop again. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah, winter is definitely here. It is oh, we went Eric and I went to um we went to the town that I grew up in. I guess that's the best easiest way to describe it. They do every year this weekend of November, they always do a special sale weekend town-wide. So it's a small town. It kind of looked exactly like a Hallmark setting, you guys. The whole main street, all all of the storefronts, all down Main Street had cedar garland with red bows, just store to store to store for it's 2 blocks is the main street. And, there was old-fashioned carolers dressed up, caroling up and down Main Street. There was a horse and wagon, horse-drawn rides, that you could go on up throughout the town. My sister-in-law's store, the pottery store, Zenfire Pottery, she had a woman set up in the store playing the harp. Oh my goodness, it was beautiful, beautiful music. And, but it was cold yesterday. It was very, very, very cold. And up by town hall, they had some outdoor vendors, and I felt so bad for them because it was bitterly cold. The wind was so cold. And there was a lovely lady there. She had a table set up and she was selling hand knit hats, scarves, and cowls. And I thought, oh my goodness, what a good day to be selling hand knits because I'm sure she probably sold a few hats because people probably came out not realizing how cold it was. Anyways, I was looking and admiring all of her her hats and cowls and scarves, and she came up to pitch to me about buying them, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, I have hand knit mitts on. I'm wearing my large orange crush shawl, and I just looked at her, and I'm like, I'm a knitter. I'm like, I'm just admiring your work. I'm like, sorry, I'm not buying because I will just go home and if I want a hat, I will knit myself a hat, right? But anyways, it was nice. So I had a nice little chat with her and her stuff was lovely. And I'm looking at it like, I recognize that yarn. I recognize that yarn. So anyways, but it was really nice. It was a really nice Christmassy feeling for sure. There was hot apple cider and yeah, Christmas music. It was really, really very, very festive and very, very chilly for sure. So it definitely kind of got you in the Christmas mood for sure. Sam, oh, what is this? I need to do one dishcloth to finish this year until I cast on midnight 31st for starting my challenge. Um, okay, yes, you can. Yeah. So what are you telling me, Sam? You need to do one. Okay, so you're going to finish one more dishcloth and then what, you're going to take a break and then get ready to start. Yeah, Sam Asa has kind of challenged Sam to do 200 dishcloths next year. So that will be exciting. We'll have to all be keep on track with how many dishcloths she does. Where the Crawdads Sings is on Netflix. Oh, Where the Crawdads Sing. My best friend and I just went and saw that. Well, just like a month or so ago. It was a really, really good movie. I really, really enjoyed that. So, Sally, you're saying that's on Netflix? Hmm. Oh, it's filmed in our hometown and our swamps. Yeah, not Christmas though. That was the scenery there, Sally, was amazing. Amazing. A movie sounds better. Oh, than my job for the night. I need to. Oh, Jocelyn, yes, you need to finish editing for Wednesday's podcast. We're doing a giveaway. Ooh, that's exciting for Northern Knits podcast. Nice. So yeah, I mean, yes, okay. So stay away from movies, Jocelyn, if you've got work to do. Oh, Donna Marie, it's cold there? It was 30 degrees this morning. Okay, that's like freezing. That's below freezing for you guys. In Alabama? Did I get that right? You said you were in Alabama, right? Let me scroll back. Yes. Okay, that sounds very, very chilly. Hi, Anne. Palmerston by chance. Yes, and is that oh, the town that we were in? No. It was St. Mary's. But Palmerston, I was in Palmerston a couple of weekends ago though. Um we did some antiquing there. Hi. Oh, Katie, you're heading out. Yes, we are getting very close to our hour. Louise, we need to go yarn shopping. So yeah, Sam, if you're gonna do 200 dishcloths, you're gonna have at 150 balls of dishcloth cotton or 200 because you don't usually do scrappy dishcloths, do you? Because yours are all a specific pattern. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of dishcloth cotton. Well, sounds like everybody's got great projects on the go. Oh, yeah, Christmas movies. I don't even know what's on tonight. I'm gonna go down and see. Maybe I'll take a peek on Netflix if there's nothing on Hallmark that I want to watch tonight. But who am I kidding? There always is. But yeah, I'll have to break myself away from Hallmark movies to take a look and see what is on Netflix. Hi, Joanne. Oh, Joanne, well, I'm glad you popped in just a minute at the end here. So I will tell you, so if anybody else is just popping in at the end, um, the purple yarn that you guys were voting for a cowl or a hat is the winning project. And I've got my needles here, and as you can see, I've got my cake or my skeins all wound up, caked up here, ready to cast on. So I am going to cast on tonight. Then I'm going to work on my secret project for a little bit. And then if I can still keep my eyes open, then I will start on a heel on one of these socks. Where? Sock number 3 is missing, which means it's on the floor. Anyways, I've got 3 different socks that I could do the heels on, so we'll figure out which one I do. I feel like I need to make a master list to map out my knitting for this week. Yes, I did dye this one, Nancy. Yep, this was with some acid dyes and just purple and did a tonal purple. So I'm really, really excited to see how this will knit up. So I try to keep really, really good notes when I've been dyeing lately so that I could try to replicate a color if I really, really liked it. But really right now, all my dyeing is just kind of playing around and just seeing what I like and what I don't like. So every time I think, oh, I might want to try to replicate something, I never do because then I'm like, oh, instead of just, why do I want something the same? I'll just add a little dash of this or a little dash of that and see what other color I can come up with. So at some point, I will start trying to dye something, see if I can get something similar. I know. Oh, thanks, Sam. Oh, Wendy. Oh, Sam's saying good night. Wendy said you like the purple color. Thanks, guys. I know I'm really quite happy with the purple color too, even though it's not my normal color. I am pretty happy with it. So I'm really excited to see how that hat knits up. So the double dip ribbed hat. I will pop the pattern links actually for both the cowl and for this hat. I will put them down in the description below the video here. So if anybody else is interested in it, you can go grab them because you may want to make them for gifts. You may want to make them for yourself. And then, of course, the Fiber Friends, the accessories, winter accessories challenge is still going on until November 30th. So this coming weekend may be a good time to cast on a cowl or a hat and then pop your finish in the Fiber Friends thread. Liz says, "Good night, all. Keep those needles going." I like that. That's a good way to end tonight, Liz. Keep your needles going. That's right. Hopefully everybody is all forward motion knitting and not too much frogging like we talked about earlier. The closer the gift giving deadline comes, the less frogging we want. Hopefully, it's all clear sailing straight ahead towards a finish, right? Because then when you finish, then you can cast on something new because you can't finish something if you don't start. So that's kind of my model. So just keep casting on. So everybody, I'm going to head out now. I'm going to go see what I'm going to watch for a Christmas movie, Netflix or Hallmark. This is going to be a tough, tough decision. I'll have to see which speaks to me the most. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for voting for this week's hat project. I'm really, really excited for that. So I'm going to go downstairs, cast on that right now, get a couple rounds of that ribbing, maybe start the pattern. I really want to start the pattern. So I will keep you up to date with how the progress goes. And we will be back here again next Monday with another vote, another new start, some sock updates, and maybe a finished hat. Fingers crossed. Good night, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you all next Monday night. Bye.